Were you involved in an auto accident and your doctor prescribed you an opioid-based painkiller like Oxycodone or something? Check out this video to learn about a dramatic and scary increase in the number of opioid-related overdoses. Hey everybody, Barry with the LawFull channel. On this channel, as you know, you find short videos on legal topics that affect our lives, like this one on opioid abuse. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, and if you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me. If I can't help you, I'll find someone who can. According to a report published in January 2019 by the National Saftey Council, the odds of dying from an opioid-related overdose are now 1 in 96, and the odds of dying from an auto accident are 1 in 103. This is the first time this has happened in history. It's a little hard to fathom in those kind of numbers, so let's look at the hard numbers. In 2017, there were 47,000 opioid-related overdose deaths, whereas there were only 40,000 auto accident-related deaths. Those are staggering numbers. Think about it this way. According to the Center for Disease Control, around 130 Americans die every day from an opioid-induced overdose. So when I'm talking about opioids in this situation, I'm not talking about heroin, which is a natural opioid. I'm talking about the synthetic version, the man-made version, right? So Oxycodone, morphine, Vicodin, things like that. Were you prescribed any of these drugs after you were involved in an auto accident? A lot of my clients have been, and sometimes it causes problems. And I'm not talking about experimentation here by kids or what have you, right? Opioids also produce this kind of euphoric feeling, and that's why people sometimes voluntarily take them. I'm talking about people who were prescribed an opioid to deal with the pain after an accident and then got addicted. And they are seriously addictive, and this is a very real problem. And I want to share a personal story with you. So back in 2017, I had surgery on my elbow, and they gave me Oxycodone to take for the pain. I only took it for a week, just 1 week. And when I tried to go off of them, I was shaky and kind of agitated, and I felt a little bit sick. And there's no doubt in my mind it was because I stopped taking the painkiller. So here's another crazy statistic for you. Last year, doctors in this country wrote 259 million prescriptions for opioid-based painkillers. Think about that number for a second. 259 million. That's more than one prescription for every adult in this country. Now, the reason I'm talking about this issue is not only my personal experience, but the experience of my clients. Because it's very likely after you're involved in an accident, you're going to be in some real pain. And doctors seem to be just handing out prescriptions for these kind of pain medications. So I just want to put you on notice. I just want to throw this out there, that if you are given a prescription like this, to be careful with it. Think about what you're doing with it and get off of it as soon as you can. We've been hearing a lot about this in the news lately, and so politicians are starting to take notice, right? You hear about it on CNN and other news stations, and government officials are starting to talk about regulating it and what the problem is, and so that's a positive sign. In my home state of Illinois, in 2017, our governor signed a state opioid action plan that requires medical professionals to take coursework on pharmacology, including the prescription of opioids. So if you were involved in a personal injury accident and you were given a prescription for an opioid, my recommendation is to discuss the effects with your doctor. And as I mentioned before, try to get off them as soon as possible. There are other alternatives to taking these type of medications that are less addictive. So the bottom line is, if you were involved in an auto accident or other personal injury and your doctor prescribed you an opioid-based painkiller, research it. Talk with your doctor about it. Have your friends and family monitor you, and just make sure you try and get off them as soon as you can. Okay, now it's time for your take on the law. Were you involved in an accident and prescribed a painkiller like the ones we've been talking about it? How did it work out for you? Did you find that they were addictive? Tell us about it in the comments section below. Hey, thanks for checking out this touchy video on a crisis happening in our country. If you want to see bi-weekly videos on the legal topics that affect our lives, please subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me. If I can't help you, I'll find someone who can.